they're dropping someone off.
Swinging slasher!
Get away from me! Oh, he's gonna flip me! Get away!
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Burrito here, and today I'm going over a purple Luffy deck list for OP11. So it's a pretty similar deck to the OP9 format, but now we have access to this 8-cost Katakuri blocker. So his effect is the end of your turn. If you have set up to 2 of your Big Mom Pirates type characters of cost 3 or more is active, then add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So this leader's come back into popularity mostly because Blue-Purple Luffy. The plan is just to ramp to this 8-cost Katakuri as early as possible, play that, play your 9-cost Luffy, and just overwhelm him early. Just ramp faster than Blue-Purple Luffy can. So going into this deck here, we have 4 Bon Clays. This unfortunately is a must-have. It's a really good ramp option, and it's also really good to leaders that play big bodies like Shanks or Blue-Purple Luffy. We have Finosuke, 2k counter, Rush Body in case you need it, maybe against Blackbeard or something like that. Sanji, blocker, also 2k counter. We have our 7-cost Sanji, has Rush, can rest a character, -1 Dawn. It gains Rush, and it's really good into a lot of aggro decks like Zoro or Betty. You have the 1-cost Law Searcher, searches top 4 for a 2-cost or more Straw Hat Pirate or Heart Pirates. Good for deck consistency. Of course, you have the 9-cost Luffy, which is on play, Dawn -1, draw 1 card, and then it gains Rush. The 8-cost Katakuri, which this deck is centered around. We're running Sachi and Penguin right here. This is just a 2k searchable off the Law. We're running an Usohachi here. Really great card. If if I could run 8 of these, I would. If you have 8 or more Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's characters of cost 5 or less and 2k counter. Just really good utility and a good 2k counter that's searchable. We have 3 Sangoro. When attacking, if you have 8 or more Dawn, draw 1 card. The Zoro Juro here, on play, look at the top 5 and get 1 Straw Hat type crew. The Luffy Taro, Dawn -1, play 1 purple Straw Hat crew of cost 5 or less. And then we're running 1 Gum Gum Jet Gatling, just a 0-cost 3k event. And then we're running Gamma Knife, which is Dawn -1, give one of your opponent's characters -5,000. Really good to Bonnie if they play that kid. And then, of course, the beloved 4 Gum Gum Giants. So going over some possible tech choices here. First we have Miss Doublefinger. This is basically just a 2k to have, and it's a good option if you don't see Bon Clay, another ramp, but you do have to trash 1 card from your hand, so it definitely is worth playing it. It hurts, but sometimes you need that ramp. It's super important. We also have 4-cost blocker, Charlotte Brûlée. On KO, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck rested. Just another ramp option, also a blocker. Of course, this is Charlotte Linlin, letting you add 1 to your life for Dawn -1. And then we have the Frankie blocker here, which is on play, discard 1, draw 2 cards. And it's Dawn -2, but if you're playing the Katakuri blocker, you can just add rested Dawn anyway, so the -2 isn't nearly as bad. And then we have the 9-cost Kaido, Dawn -5, KO 1 of your opponent's characters of 6 or less, and it gains Rush. We have the 4-cost blocker Law, Dawn -1 if your opponent has 7 cards or more in hand. They trash 2 from their hand. And then we also have Ragnarok, which is a 5-cost Dawn -1, KO one of your opponent's cost 8 or less characters. And with that being said, let's just get right into this first matchup here. Let's go 2 times speed. So we're going against Blue-Purple Luffy. Of course we choose to go first here. And our hand's looking pretty good. We see our ramp option and we see our Katakuri. So kind of seeing what we need to see. Play out that Bon Clay, swing it a lead for 6 here, and then see what he plays. He hits us with the Gear 2 ramp, and then attacks for lead for 7. We're not going to counter out of that, that's a little too much. And then we're going to use our leader ability, play out the Katakuri, and pass here. So, looking pretty good, following the game plan well. He swings into lead for 11, and I ended up just taking that. I don't want to counter out. I feel pretty safe with this Katakuri out. And then I swing in 8 with the Katakuri. He Thunder Bogwas to ramp 1, and then use his leader ability next turn. So I played another Katakuri, and I search a 2k with the Law, and I pass here. I leave 1 done up just in case I need Gum Gum Giant. I have 2 blockers. It's looking pretty good. So he plays a Linlin here, and then he puts my Bon Clay to the bottom of the life, and he heals 1. So Still looking pretty good. I can swing 8s here, and he's going to have to take the life. And then I play out my 9-cost Luffy, and then I swing again. He's at 0 life again, and I can restand my blockers, and I pass the turn. Have a lot of cards in hand, have Gum Gum Giant. Looking really solid here. He's thinking about what to do for a while, plays his own Katakuri blocker, and then swings for 6. I can just block this, and then swings for 9. I can block and give him a 2k. And then here, I think I can just go for game. So, swing for 8, see if he has a counter. He gives a 2k, 1k. I'm thinking about what to do next. Thinking about playing Bon Clay's down. I swing another 8. See what he does. He gives another 2k, 1k. So yeah, I'm going to swing in with 6 with lead. And then I'm going to go 10 with my Luffy here. And then just play out 2 Bon Clays. And there's really nothing you can do next turn. I got 2 blockers. I got plenty of counter. And those 2 Bon Clays are going to be super, super useful. I can just make them 9k attackers next turn. And he's not going to have the cards to defend. He could play a Linlin to heal himself, but then he's only going to have 1 Dawn left over. It's looking really good. See what he decides to do here. Swings into the life for 6. I just block. Swings in for 8. I block and give a 1k. Then he swings for 9. And I just take. I mean, I have plenty of life. There's no reason to counter out right now. Plays a Linlin. Puts my Bon Clay at the bottom of my life. And it's still looking pretty good. I got a bunch of attacks here. I swing 10. He takes. I swing another 10. And he gives up there. GG. Okay, on to our second game here against Red Shanks. So he chooses to go second. We see our ramp option. We see Katakuri. Again, looking pretty good. We're seeing what we need. So, do the same play. Play out the Bon Clay. Add 1 Dawn to leader, swinging for 6, and he takes. So he swings in for 5 here. And we just counter out 1. We don't want to take life this early. We already have to take life with our leader ability. And he plays out the 4-cost Zoro, which is, if he gets KO'd, you can play a 6,000 or less red character from your hand. So we decide to swing in here first, and then I believe we ramp, and then just play the Katakuri here, and then we pass. See what he does. So he plays out his Yasop, making his leader a 6k, and then he swings in, and I take the life. So thinking about what to do here, I swing in for 8 with the Katakuri. And then I end up swinging 8 with lead. And I play out Luffy Taro and a Sangro here, just filling up the board, because I want to get a lot of swings in here. I was thinking about playing the 9-cost Luffy. Tough to say which one is the better option. He swings in with 5, I counter 1. And then he swings in 5 again, and I'm going to counter 1. I'm not going to go down on life like that early, and then I just block the last attack, and he plays a Rayleigh. So he's going to get rid of my Sangro here, and then minus 2,000 to my Katakuri. So this is great for me that he played the Rayleigh, because I have my Bon Clay and I can swing in for an 8 now. So I swing in with 6 with my Katakuri. He uses his leader ability in one case. So I swing in for 5 with my leader. He takes. I swing in for 8 with Bon Clay. He takes. And I swing in 9 with my Luffy Taro, and I win there. So GG's. Okay, on to our final game against Blue Yellow Nami. So she chooses to go second here. And seeing a pretty good hand, see the Bon Clay again, which is great. So we play him out. And we swing 6. She's playing this 2-cost Sanji, which is you can add the top or bottom card to your left of your hand, and add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life, which is really interesting. It plays off of Nami's ability, where if you have 7 cards or less in hand, and a card leaves a life pile, then you can draw 1. So it's both drawing 1 from the top of the deck, or not the top of the deck, you're taking 1 from the life and putting the top of the deck on there, and you're drawing 1 with the leader ability, which is really an interesting card. He utilizes it a lot in this game. But he plays out the Zeus, and then pops my Bon Clay, and then I play out my Katakuri here. Okay, plays a chump blocker, 1-cost Law. And then he uses the ability of this Sanji again, which is really interesting. Getting a lot of card draw, but having to attach 2 Dawn is kind of a lot. You can't really play any big bodies. Plays a Hiyori, replaces the top card of the life with something in hand, and then also drawing again using the leader ability. So I play out a Zorojiro here, and I'm looking for something to get. I take the Sangro here because I want to fill up my board. And then, so I swing 6 with Luffy, and then 8 with the Katakuri, and then I play out the Sangro. and then I pass. Thinking about what to do here. Plays out the Nojiko, which just bounces a 5 cost. Bounces my Sangro, and then uses the ability of the Sanji again, and I block. And then swings in for 8 with lead, which I end up taking. So I swing 7 with Zoro Juro. She's just going to use her leader ability in 1k. So then I swing 9k with my Katakuri. Oh, I swing 10k. And then I play out my Luffy Taro and Sangro, and then pass. See what she does here. She's really not developing the board. Finally plays a body, so 8 cost Monkey D. Luffy. Rush when attacking. You can trash 1 card and bounce a 4 cost or less, and then give up to 1 rested down card to one of your leaders or characters. So swings at my Zoro Juro, I just block and give him 1k. And then uses this Sanji ability again, so I just 2k out of that. And then swings in with Nami for 6 at the Zoro Juro, and I just 2k again. So I know I'm going to get a lot of swings at life here. I should probably swing 9s here because she's going to have to use leader ability and a 2k 1k to counter out of it. So she counters out of the first one. And I do get a Katakuri, which I would have thought about playing if I had just swung with Sangro first, but I didn't, so I ended up swinging with 7 with Zoro Juro there, just because she was countering out of life a lot there, and I was kind of betting that she didn't have a lot of counter left, but she did, so kind of got punished a little bit off that, but it's still fine. Still looks pretty good here. Plays Captain Kid and trashes 1 of my life, and then I assume she's just going to try to go for life here, but I have enough counter in my hand to survive, so yeah, going after my Sangro, and then I know I can just block in 2k because she only has 1 attack left, and then I just 2k out of that to have all my bodies on board, and then plenty of swings here. I'm just going to start swinging 9s again for the same reason, leader ability, then 2k 1k. Yep, go 9 with the Zoro Juro as well. Oh, gets a red rock trigger, which is nice. And then I just swing 9 again, and then I have game here. GG's. Alright, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and feel free to leave any feedback that you have. Alright, see ya.